The leaves turn gold, the weather turned cold, and the story began to unfold. It's 1976, a season still alive. The legends and the memories that time could never hide. From the kickoff in September to the champions at the end, we turn the pages back again and live those days once more, my friend.
It's Thursday, August 19th, 1976, and welcome to another day of football history in Pigskin Glory. Today we saw more roster moves around the NFL, went inside the strategy of the option play, checked in on uncertain future of a veteran quarterback, and even took a look at youth football tryouts. We also celebrated a rookie's first professional touchdown, visited Saranac Lake for a story that crosses over with another one of our history projects, and finished the day with Football Digest and the building of the NFL's two newest franchises. Here's everything we covered today on Pigskin Glory. We started with another round of NFL transactions, and this time the Buffalo Bills were among the busiest teams. Buffalo released 4 players: running back Steve Schnarr, linebacker John McCrumbly, running back Bobby Joe Easter, and wide receiver Forey Smith. Kansas City placed rookies Rudy Viney and Steve Bogarkos on injured reserve while signing defensive back Melvin Wilson as a free agent. Miami waived former Nebraska tight end Jim McFarland, and Los Angeles waived running back Mac Herron. And Chicago waived tight end Ted Powell. With the regular season getting closer, we're beginning to see the roster squeeze get a little tighter. NFL Game Plan. Our next feature was NFL Game Plan, which took us inside the strategy of professional football in 1976. Today's subject, the option play. The article wondered whether NFL quarterbacks might begin incorporating more of the college-style option attack into their offense. Roger Staubach was already running more out of the shotgun in Dallas, while New England coach Chuck Fairbanks was gradually adding option concepts to the Patriots' offense. But Steelers coach Chuck Noll explained why you weren't going to suddenly see Terry Bradshaw running an option offense in Pittsburgh. His philosophy was simple: do what you do well. It's a great little snapshot of an NFL that was beginning to experiment with concepts that had traditionally been associated more with the college game. Roman Gabriel returns to Philadelphia. Then we checked in on veteran quarterback Roman Gabriel, whose playing future remained uncertain. Gabriel was returning to the Eagles training camp at Widener College, but not necessarily to begin a comeback. He was there to have his surgically repaired right knee examined by Philadelphia's doctors. Gabriel had undergone his 5th knee operation in January and was technically a free agent. Eagles coach Dick Vermeil said Gabriel still couldn't completely straighten his leg and admitted there wasn't much of a chance of him playing at that point. But Vermeil had stayed in contact with his former quarterback, with the Eagles' former quarterback. So Gabriel wasn't returning to take snaps. He was returning to find out whether his knee might allow him to play football again in the future. Newburgh Football League tryouts. Next, we went away from the NFL into the kind of football story that usually disappears with time. The Newburgh Football League announced tryouts and registration for September 4th. The league was open to boys between the age of 9 and 11 in grades 4 through 6. Returning players had to report for weigh-ins and registration, while newcomers would go through registration, weigh-ins, and tryouts. Players needed gym shoes, gym trunks, a birth certificate, and at least one parent. It's not a story involving famous players or championship teams, but this is part of football history too. Thousands of players began their relationship with the game on fields exactly like this one. Louie Giammona's first pro touchdown. Then we celebrated a first. Jets rookie Louie Giammona had scored his first professional touchdown against the New York Giants. Giammona caught a deflected Joe Namath pass and took it into the end zone with 2:12 remaining, putting the Jets ahead 14-13 after the conversion. He later admitted he barely knew what had happened. He turned around, saw the football, and went after it. Unfortunately for Giammona, the story didn't get its storybook ending. The Giants kicked the winning field goal with only 6 seconds remaining. Giammona still had his first professional touchdown, he just didn't get the victory to go with it. Kim Tounsel, Saranac Lake. Our next story was a special crossover between Pigskin Glory and the history of Saranac Lake football. You can find that group on Facebook. The clipping introduced us to Kim Tounsel, a former Saranac Lake Central High School letterman in football, basketball, and track. Tounsel was preparing for his second season of college football at St. Lawrence University, working at running back after seeing action during his freshman season. And this is exactly the kind of local stories that make Pigskin Glory excel. Pigskin Glory usually takes us across NFL, CFL, and college football, but once in a while, we find that high school story that's just got to be reported. Football Digest, building Seattle and Tampa Bay. And we finished today's journey with our Football Digest post of the day. This time, we looked at the veteran allocation rosters used to help build the expansion Seattle Seahawks and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The NFL's established clubs protected most of their players, leaving a pool from which Seattle and Tampa Bay could select veteran talent. The NFL's established clubs, that produced rosters filled with players from all over the league. Seattle coach Jack Patera believed the Seahawks had followed their plan closely and was particularly pleased with linebacker Mike Curtis. Tampa Bay coach John McKay said the quality of available veterans actually exceeded his expectations. The Seahawks and Buccaneers were simply two brand new football teams trying to figure out what they had. And that's where we'll close the book on another day in 1976. Tomorrow, we'll turn the calendar to August 20th. Until then, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, turn that bell notification on, and keep following along as we relive the football world exactly 50 years ago today.